Okay. So guys, I just want to welcome you all to this webinar, your first few weeks in Canada. I'm so excited to have you all here. My name is Z, and so at KWH, Connecting with Humanity, part of our initiative is to build a community that is dedicated to supporting newcomers in settling down. So we do this by empowering people with information for the next level. And because we understand that challenges, you may face challenges, and that's why we are here to simplify the process for you. Because most of us have walked through this part and that you're about to embark on. And so there's a lot of stress and uncertainty, but with shared determination, you can actually make it in a new country. And so we understand this, and we know that it can be very overwhelming, and that's why we are precisely doing this. So we are lending a helping hand to share our knowledge and connect you with relevant resources. So because Canada, I mean, this is a fast-paced world, and so information is key. So our aim is to provide you with information and guidance. You need to hit the ground running, and in order to build a strong foundation for your new life. Now, Canada is a multicultural, and its strength actually lies in the diversity of the people here. So I encourage you to embrace the diversity and connect with individuals with various backgrounds. Don't just stick to the Nigerian background. Just connect with other people from different backgrounds and attend traditional events, community organizations, celebrate multicultural events, and appreciate the richness that actually comes with sharing the experience with one another. Take advantage of networking opportunities. These connections, they will not only provide you with invaluable support, but they will also open doors for opportunities and friendship that these doors will enrich your life in immeasurable ways. So, and we Connecting with Humanity, we are here to facilitate these connections, and we are here to ensure that you feel welcomed and supported. So one of the things I want to emphasize on is the importance of having the right mindset towards a new country. So it's true that there are a lot of challenges, inflation, difficulties, but I urge you to have a fixed mindset. Fix your mindset before entering Canada. Come with a winning mindset. If you're in Canada, develop a winning mindset. Despite the hardship, people are still doing very well in this country. Believe me. Believe in your abilities, remain positive, and know that with determination and hard work, you can overcome every situation. Now, let's talk about job opportunity. There's a misconception that newcomers have to start with minimum wage job. That's not true. I want to debunk that myth. The reality is that there are plenty of good jobs opportunity available. Don't let anyone discourage you or limit your aspirations. I personally know individuals that have traveled to Canada with jobs. They secured jobs even before coming into Canada, before coming into the country. From their country, they secured jobs before relocating. So you too can achieve your career goals. Don't feel confined to a particular industry. Fight for your dreams. Your dreams are valid, believe me. You are not here to suffer. It's important you gather the right information and equip yourself with the right knowledge and information. So this actually gives you the edge, actually. Information gives you the edge. And you might know some of the things we're going to be sharing today, but no information is wasted, don't forget. So with all I've said now, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure and honor that I introduce our esteemed guest for today. So Mr. Omran is a remarkable individual who has dedicated his career to supporting and empowering newcomers in the settlement journey. So Mr. Omran brings a wealth of experience and expertise to the table. So as he's a settlement counselor with the City of Toronto, Canada. So he has helped newcomers navigate various challenges that they occur when settling into this new country. And so he's compassionate and he's ever willing to respond to our questions and give necessary answers if need be. So he's currently serving as a shift lead and a trainer with the City of Toronto also. And so we are privileged to have Mr. Omran join us today as our guest. His vast experience, compassion, and commitment to the well-being of newcomers make him an invaluable resource for all of us participating in this webinar. We look forward to gaining insight from your wealth of knowledge, Mr. Omran. And thank you. Please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Mr. Omran. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for your unwavering support. So over to you, Mr. Omran.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Z. And happy to be with you all, and hope see you like we meet all in person.
Yes.
Oh yeah, someday.
Look forward to that.
And so yeah, as Z mentioned, like I worked with like refugees and newcomers for like a lot of years. I used to be also teacher for children in different countries, and even when I came here, I'm working with refugees, newcomer, and in different organization, and now with the city. And today, I like when Z asked me to do that, I was more than happy, like to talk about that. I'm always excited, you know, to participate in such a event or sessions. And even if you have any question, guys, like later or any topic we need to discuss, just you can ask Z, and like anytime for sure, like we can have a like the other sessions, other topics, because it's like as Z mentioned, like it's a new beginning, new life. So I know there is a lot of, you know, ideas, a lot of, let's say, plans to people. It's a new beginning. So for sure, we're gonna talk, there is a lot of things. So we're gonna try today to cover, let's say, the basics. I'm gonna try to share my screen. So Z, can you give me access to share my screen, please?
Do you have the access now?
No, yeah, now I do have the access. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
So can you see the screen now?
Yes, we can.
Good.
Can we see the screen? Someone should say something.
Just yeah, give us thumbs up.
Please give us a thumbs up if you can see the screen, please. I need the thumbs up. I need you to respond, please.
Yeah.
And please, while we're talking, you can leave your messages in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, thank you. Leave your messages in the chat. We'll respond to every one of it, okay?
Yeah. So this is a presentation or session regarding the newcomers in Canada. It's talking about basically the essential papers, or what you're gonna get or do in your first month. So today we're gonna talk about before you arrive to Canada, then your first month in Canada, then we say welcome home. I'll explain each one of them. So I'll start before you arriving to Canada. So like some people, they keep asking like, is there anything I need to prepare? What's the plan? Like, this is a different topic, and we can also talk a lot about how to prepare. But let's say regarding paper, like we can talk about like the most important thing is like, let's say educational credentials, your language test result, and your driver license. Like in your let's say if we are talking about Nigeria now, or any country, like it's your driver license in your country. Okay, so educational credential, guys, like it's it's gonna show like your degree of certificate. You need to show like what degree do you have. And here, like, there is a tricky information. It's not about only the certificate you have. like credential education. It could be sometimes some training, because in specific fields, like let's say Canada doesn't accept the previous experience, right? So, or even like your educational degree. So sometimes training, specific training in specific field, like it's important to keep that in mind. Like what's your plan? Based on your plans, like prepare those credentials, okay? Also, we have the language test results. Like, you know, it's I know, like when you're coming here, most of the people who apply, like they are fluent in English, but it's good to show that it's, you know, cost you, I believe, less money, because here it's gonna take time, it's gonna cost you more money. So if you have language test with you, just brought it here, keep in mind. And driver license, we have a, like, I'm going to talk more about it later, but in general here in Canada, it's going to take up to 1 year if you don't have your back home driver license. So like it's important to have it with you, and if it's not in English, like make sure it's translated, or you coming to like the French brevet, so make sure it's on French. So let's start talking about your first month in Canada. So I like to divide it your first week and then your next weeks, because this is the most important thing. Your first week, you have to get your permanent resident, or we call it here, it's written permanent resident, but we call it, let's say, confirming of permanent resident. It's a paper they will give you like on the airport. Then your social insurance number, it's called SIN number. After you get those two, then you will go next to the next paper we call, let's say, health card, Canadian bank account, and driver license. Let's say those is very important in this order. You have to get your PR and social insurance number. Then those, like, there is no, let's say, order for them. Let's say, do I supposed to go to health card first, or bank account, or driver license? It's your choice, right? But before we start talking about, let's say, what paper do you want to get, I was thinking about your priorities. Let's say if you are a newcomer in Canada or anywhere in you know, in the world, so what's your priority? Okay, we have those papers. During COVID, during COVID, it's I know people, like, it took like 2 years to get their PR card, actually, but it's from the day they arrive. It doesn't affect, but sometimes it takes time, and it's good here to, like, especially with your PR, it's your first ID to follow up, like wait 6 months, the date, then always you have to follow up with the, you know, with the government, with the immigration website. So this is actually the paper, if you can see it. So it's a very long paper, like you will notice it. And so you have to keep it with you until you be citizenship. You have to show this paper. So this is the paper that you will get it on the airport after you fill all the information. And this is the PR card that you will get it like after, let's say, a few weeks, maximum 6 months now. So this is the actual PR Canadian card, okay? Now the social insurance number, and this is actually after you just settle in, you have I know the time difference and those stuff. And then the next day you have to wake up looking for, you know, for Service Canada, and you have to go right away. Your next day, your first like visit, it's supposed to be to Service Canada. It's gonna be like just, you know, book appointment, or you just walk in and you see like a very long lineup. Sometimes if you come in winter, it's gonna be very cold, guys. Like I'm telling you, always like that, because you have to fill a form. I think here mentioned, so gather the required documents. It's about, you know, your passport, your PR confirmation. And then, yeah, as we mentioned, visit the Service Canada office. and then complete the application form. While you are in line, they will come to you. You have to explain to him, like, or her, you're going to explain to them, like, what's your purpose for visit. You have to fill a form, and they will direct you, by the way. Sometimes they will ask you to come, close or something. And then, as we mentioned, the same, like PR card, SIN number, you will get it like right away. So this is it. Sometime if there is, I don't know, exceptional, they will send it, but also 1 week, maximum 2 weeks. This is also the SIN number. They call it social insurance number. And now later we're gonna talk why this paper is very important, right? Because you don't have, if you think about it, you are in Canada, you are PR, but you don't have the actual PR. You don't have, let's say, like, just you have your passport, right? So this number is very important. So we'll go to the next let's say important document. It's health card, and here the order is not important. Some people, they will give priority for a bank account. Some of them, they will go to health card. Some of them, they will go to driver license, like based on your plan, what you are planning for, what's your goal, right? But let's say usually we go with health card. So health card, you need, like, always keep in mind, right? You need proof of address, like proof of identity to go anywhere, right? So proof of identity, in the beginning, you will have your social insurance number. We call it SIN number, by the way, like it's way easier. So your SIN number, and your passport, and proof of residency. And here we can talk about, you get from your landlord when you are arriving, or what's the address, right? You have to go there because they always mail it to you. You will not get it, none of the next papers or documents, you will get it right away. They have to mail it to you, right? So proof of identity and proof of residency. Then you have to go there. Also, you have to complete the form and take a picture. And so most of us, we will look bad in the picture. So be prepared, wearing whatever, like looking nice. And then you will receive it, as I mentioned, by mail. It's not, let's say, right away. So you have to wait, and you have to give an accurate address. So this is actually the health card. You will get it, right? We call it THAP. And then the Canadian bank account. So also, like, if we are talking, let's say, about in general, the bank account in Canada, so you will get all your money to your bank account. Is very important. You can't work if you don't have bank account. They will ask you about void check, like, right, to get it, like your organization or your work, your HR. The HR department, they will ask you to provide all this information. Without bank account, you can't get any money, nobody, because now everything is virtual, and you get all your money by bank, through the bank, right? So you have to look for a bank, I believe, you trust, like, and make sure, like, there is a transaction between, like, easy transaction between let's say the bank you choose and your country back home. So this is, like, essential. Ask them all the question you like in your mind. Make sure if you have any, we go back to a connection. What's your community recommend for you? This is important, right? So look for the bank, and so also it's supposed to be close to you, because I recommend, like, to visit every other month. They will keep, like, they will calling, follow up, but you need to visit them, like, all the time. So it's recommended to be, like, close to your home. And so the same, it's proof of identity. This is the gather required documents, right? So proof of identity, proof of address, and here's social insurance number or SIN number. It's essential as well, like to create the bank account. And by the way, there is some banks, like I hear, like, from my clients, they don't open, like, bank account for newcomers. They need credit history. They need people to show that do they have a lot of money? Do they pay their bills? I'm not gonna open a bank account for someone and close it after if he's gonna move out like to somewhere else. So some banks they don't like they don't like to start with newcomers or refugee, but for Canada. But some of them, yeah, most of them they do. But keep that in mind, like mention, make sure like it's easy to deal with. So visit the bank and fill out the application and the form, make sure everything is clear, understand what is, it's a new beginning, a new system for you, right? What's the difference? What's the line of credit means? There is a bunch of questions, like a lot of services they will start offering to you. So it's good to ask all the question, make it is very clear, they will have a lot of offers, some of them really good, and some of them, it's not suitable for you, it's not good, it's not, they don't give you maybe you're gonna lose if you're gonna put open a lot of bank account if you don't need it. But they will always ask you to open more than let's say more than account with them to get more cards, let's say Visa card, golden one, the platinum one, the dividend, a lot of services based on your inquiries. So receive your bank account details and access. So yes, as well, you will get it by mail. So give all your information, and then always a lot of clients, because it's a new system, so they will struggle a bit to activate the cards, right? So you have to call. There is specific steps to activate your card. Make sure it's activated, because some people they will say, I don't have money on my credit card, I don't know what happened. So always, any credit card from the bank, any of them, even after years, when you renew it, you have to call and activate it. So this is, I like to provided some bunch of banks that in Canada, just heads up, like Royal Bank of Canada, TD Bank, they call it Canada Trust, Bank of Montreal, Nova Scotia Bank, CIBC, there is a bunch of them, choose whatever it's, as I mentioned, based on your country, make sure the transaction is easy, doesn't cost you a lot of money, right? Now, driver license. So also, here in Canada, we call it's kind of diploma, right? To get a driver license, it's when someone said, okay, I got my G2 or my driver license, we have to congrats him, because it's not an easy process. You have to, as I mentioned, if you don't have your for a valid foreign driver license, it's going to take 1 year to get your driver license. You can't drive to Canada. So make sure you have that your previous driver license. So here you have to provide, take your proof of identity, proof of address as well, and the valid one. And just when you submit it, just stand and tell them, I have this my driver license, I have those years. Depends, sometime they didn't mention it on their website, by the way, but when you go there, they will say, if it's less than a year, they will say, no, we don't have enough experience. If more than that, they will tell you, okay, that's fine, you can apply to G2 right away. I'll talk about G1 and G2. So this is why I highlighted with orange, take a knowledge test. So we have 2 tests. They say knowledge test or G1, and then a road test, it's G2. So people who doesn't have a valid driver license, foreign driver license, they have to do the knowledge test, and then you have to wait 1 year until you apply to G2, they call it, then you can drive in Canada. But if you have the foreign driver license, so yes, you can apply right away. You do G1, this is the knowledge test. When you pass it, and then you will go to the G2. And let's say, it's just road signs, and you have to understanding the rules. There is a lot of question, I think, Z, if I'm not mistaken, 10 by 10 question, about signs and those stuff, and 10 about understanding the rules. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, there
Yeah,
are.
10,
Yes.
20 question. Yeah.
I think there are 20 in total. The G one is 20. Yeah,
Yeah.
20 of
Yeah,
them in
total.
total. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there is 20 questions, just to make sure. There is a lot of resources online. Just type like driver license G1 Canada. They will give you a bunch of questions. Just do the test, and most of the people, they will, pass right, pass right away in the G1. But G2, the thing, like, how do you gonna drive? It's a new country, new rules. They don't know sometime what is the right decision and the right time, right? So yeah, this is G1. We call it, and book, and yeah, the road test. This is the G2. So we have two tests, and then pay the application fee. So here you have to pay $162, but you're gonna pay for G1 and G2 right away. When you do G1, even if you're gonna wait 1 year, you have to pay it right now. And after 1 year, you're not gonna pay nothing. Just go. If you didn't pass, you have to repay $60, not the full amount, just like 30%. And then, so this is the driver license. And by the way, like I said, G1, so this guy, he's G2, but even after 1 year, if you didn't get your full G, it's for highway, you have to drive highway. If you didn't get it, you have to redo the G2. So that's why I said it's like driver license. It's like a diploma. You have to like make sure you get your full G, because it's kind of 3 tests, like knowledge, G1 to get G2, sorry, to start driving, and then you have to get the full G after like I don't know, 1 year. 1 year, yes. After 1 year, you have to do full G. It's on the highway, just the drive. The tester, or he's gonna go with you, and you have to go to the highway. If not, if it didn't pass, you have to do the G2 every year. So welcome home. I call it welcome home because you will notice it, and I hope you will see it, hear it soon. When you arrive to Canada on the airport, the officer, after he approve it, they will say welcome home. It means Canada. It's your home now, right? It's not a country. Like, don't think about Canada. It's a country for, let's say, come, like I hear a lot of people like Dubai. You will go there just for work. You will stay, like, I don't know, temporary PR, like temporary resident there. You need always sponsorship. Canada is different. It's your home, literally. You have to start building connection and those stuff. So how to connect with your community, and so this is, I don't know, it's not a big research, but it's based on my, I told you, experience with my clients, right? I deal with a lot of newcomers, guys, like for years. I'm like, people just arrived to Canada from the airport to our organization. So the importance of connection and communication. So be kind. Like Canadian, most of them, they always say like they are nice people. So be kind with people, right? So keep in mind, I'll be nice with the people, listen to them. I'm not gonna hurt anyone. So be kind. This is important. And then respect people choices. You will, like, it's a new country. Like there's a lot of people. There is sometimes people, they call it culture shock, right? So they will look, oh, why are they doing this? Like, respect the other people choices. They do that because they like it. This is how they feel. This is how they enjoy. They like this experience. So respect what they like, right? It's one of the, like, Toronto, it's one of the most variety and inclusive city on the world. It's not, I'm talking about small city or regular, or people, they are, let's say, they have thousands of history. No, it's a city or country built on immigrants and newcomers. So all of us guys the same, like few years you're gonna be Canadian. I'm sure about that. Like the one who's gonna arrive, I'm telling you from now. So just respect other people's choice. And then prejudice, and prejudice or stereotype, like just like don't have a expectation about people. Okay, if he's like having a lot of things, it means blah blah blah, or he's doing this, it means blah blah blah. No, don't think that way. Just listen, like listen to the people, even if you not agree with them. Listen to them. Is it like if they have a valid point of view, perspective, just listen to them. Don't like stereotype people, right? Or community in general. Some people they judge the community. And this is also like, I don't know, I'm gonna talk now too much deep. The next one, it's happiness is not money but experience. So here in Canada, there is a lot of people, they will come, and especially if they were in Dubai, they were there, they will start saying, oh, we thought Canada, they have a lot of money, we're gonna like work, we're gonna send a container like back home with full of stuff, full of money. But the truth is, like, it's not like before. You see the global like inflammation and like everywhere. It's not about Canada. So you have to look more for experience, to learn new things. Yes, you will get the money, but if it's not business and successful business, you will not, it's not country to get a lot of money and those stuff. No, you will live, you have your right, you will it's a beautiful country with natural and those stuff. So keep in mind, it's experience. And it's not, that's why I said it's welcome home. It's your home, right? And then be quiet and don't make a lot of noise. I always like tell people, just be quiet, listen, give space to other people. Don't be like rush, like, or like make a lot of noise. You will hear, like in Canada, no one like hung on each other. Like even when you are online, just, stay quiet, listen, look for people. Like it's something, well, it gives you quality in life. And finally, as I mentioned, listen, help, and support. It's a community. All of us are newcomers. All of us, we come to Canada, we have, let's say, our families back home and those stuff. So always like help other people, respect and support as much as you can. It's a cycle. Now we are, let's say, Z and she asked me, now we're trying to help or simplify, as she said, the ideas or the process. Maybe like after a few years, one of you guys, he's gonna like you will notice it, like a lot of people back home, they start connect you and ask you how I want to come to Canada, help me with this, help me to get the job. So please help, support. And this is like you're gonna be better if you do that. I'm gonna be better if I'm gonna help you guys anytime, now or later, even Z. So it's a cycle, right? So and that's it basically. Thank you so much for listening. I hope I give you some valid ideas, and I'll go back to Z. I'll stop sharing. And by the way, this is my information. I don't know, I'll send it to Z in case anyone you want anything, just let Z know or ask me that directly. I don't mind. So yeah, and thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you, Omran, for that beautiful presentation. So do we have questions? Do we have questions? I can't see any questions in the chat room. So do we have any questions and concerns about, okay. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. Thank you, Omran and Ais, for this session. I just wanted to find out, because Omran talked about getting some stuff in place like within the first 1 to 3 weeks of landing. So say for example, someone enters, right, and is staying at a relative's place, maybe say for a couple of weeks or say a month or two thereabouts, pending when the newcomer finds a place of his own. Is it still possible to go ahead with getting the SIN number, the creating the new bank account and the healthcare card and all that, putting in consideration that the address to be used would be that of the relative and not the newcomer? Like, can that be changed later on when the newcomer has finally settled in their own place? Yeah, that's just what I wanted to ask. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. It's a very good question.
Yeah.
And yeah, it happens all the time, most of the time. Like, you arrive to Canada. That's why I said housing, by the way, like on the priorities, right? If you remember. And it's always like, most of us, we come to not directly, like, not for permanent housing, right? You will get temporary housing, as you mentioned, relatives, sometimes friends, sometimes you ask someone to book like apartment, whatever. You arrived, you didn't like the place, and now what I'm gonna do? Like, I have to look for a new place, new address. I have to update. So yes, basically, it's you have to give. Let's say if it's a temporary, if it's a friend place or relative, like, as much like, if you let's say trust the location, the address, yes, you have to provide it. And then when they get it, they will save it for you. Let's say a friend, there is a lot of like examples, and just they will send they will mail the let's say your PR to like your first address, right? It's a friend, so they will say to you, they will call you like, we just got your mail today, come over and just take it. So yeah, it happens. And if it's temporary, if it's an apartment, you went somewhere, you didn't like the place, so yeah, right away from in the airport, just put your friend's address or someone like you trust, and then they will get the mail, and then you go and collect it. Yeah, thank you for the question.
Yeah, so actually you can open your SIN using a different address. Then when you get your address, it's usually advised that you report, I think within 25 days of your new address. Once you move to a new location, you're supposed to report within 25 days. So that's not a problem. You can, I mean, most of us got into a country or into Canada and went to stay with your friend, a colleague, a neighbor. So you can use that address. I actually use the friend's detail to open my phone, to register my phone. But then later when I got my ID, I switched over. So all you have to do is just to send a message. There's a place where you can fill your form and update your address, and that's all. Yes. So thank you for that question. Okay. Choma, okay. I hope you got the answer to the question.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, so Choma. Hi. So someone is asking.
Thank you, Ozzy and Omran, for this session. Can you hear me?
Thank you. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, please. My question is, looking at coming to Canada through the PR route, and I have 3 daughters that will be coming with. Is it advisable? I don't know what is obtainable, but is it, I'm thinking, hopefully when I get the PR, I should come alone, to settle the ground before my family joins me. Is that allowed? That's my first question. And then, what's the should I call it the cheapest city, as in where I can start life from, the least city there in Canada, so that I don't,
first of all.
And then finally, I'm a medical doctor, and of course I'm trying to write the Canadian exams and all that, but which is a different route on its own. But where can one get maybe jobs online that we can start applying, so that we can even get jobs before landing?
Okay, so
thank you.
Okay, no worries. So the first one, let me answer some of them before I move to Omran. So the first question you asked, if you could come into Canada PR by yourself. Yeah, so most times you can come to Canada by yourself, and you can come with your family. I mean, there are a lot of resources that can help you settle in. So you can, that's your choice though. I see a lot of people come in, they go through the rigorous process of settling with the family. So that I feel that's by choice. So if you're coming with a partner, I think that would be preferable. Then if you're coming alone with your kids, it's all still okay, because when you come in, you can apply for, are you coming as a student? You said permanent resident, right? So you can apply for social welfare, Ontario Work, right? Omran, you can apply for Ontario Work and you're eligible to get a certain amount of money that can help you stabilize a bit before you get a job. So that, at least you come with 3 children, so you multiply it times 3. So at least you have something to stabilize, first of all. Then the second one, you said the cheapest place to get it. Yeah, so we'll be talking about that in the next webinar. That is accommodation. That has to do with accommodation. So we'll be having that in the next webinar. So, and there are a lot of cities. Yeah, we'll go into that. We'll go deeply into that in the next webinar. Omran, yeah, do you want to answer the last one? What's the last question again? Sorry. Yeah, so you're looking for places to apply for jobs. Yeah, so you can try indeed.ca. You can try jobs, Canada job. There's this link I have on my website. What's the name of? There's the Canadian website. You can find all sorts of jobs. Yeah, Omran, do you want to?
Yeah, job bank. Yeah, it's let's say regarding who's to come. It's I don't know. It's a big question actually, and let's say if here it's not easy to find a house as a single. Like that's we struggle a lot with refugee claimant. Refugee claimant, let's say, guys, the people who come to Canada as a visitor or as a student, and then they apply to, they claim to be a refugee. So now it's a different process, but in this situation, we need to find a place. Like when you are single, it's hard to find a place because it's gonna cost you a lot of money unless you are sharing apartment, sharing room, you're gonna live with someone. So let's say if you come with your family, I know it's more expenses and children, but if you can find a job right away, there is like a lot of entry level, let's say, jobs. So it depends on your plan, like, but sorry guys, can you mute yourself? Like there is a noisy voice, I can. So anyway, this is like regarding like if you want to come with you by yourself or your family, it's about like as a single, I'm telling you, like you will get an apartment, let's say by yourself, but it's gonna cost you a lot of money and you're gonna live by yourself. But if it's a family, you're gonna like, you know, you and your partner gonna like, find other work. So it's gonna make more easier for you. But by yourself, you're gonna, unless you want to live with sharing. But so this is a good option. This is the first one. Like finding a work, yes, you can start applying from now. Even like while we talk, when I finish right now, I'm gonna send the link, the one he mentioned. They call Job Bank Canada. It's from the Canada government. You have to create an account, and since you guys like not in Canada, you have to go to advanced choices and go way down and choose Canadian and international participants, or I think the international candidates, I believe so. So click that, choose your language, if it's your first language, English or French, and then you can look for a job and you start applying from now. I'll send the link right away. So yeah, this is my answer, and I think Z also explained it in a very good way. Just 1 second, I'll send the link for you guys so you can.
There's a question while you send the link. There's a question here. What's the cost for driving lessons for one that has no experience? First of all, okay, sorry. Do you want to go ahead?
No, go ahead. Please.
Okay, so first of all, I would recommend that you learn how to drive in Nigeria or whichever country you're coming from, because per hour here is about $50, and it depends. So to learn how to drive for an hour is $50. So that's actually very lucrative also. So it would be better if you learn how to drive in Nigeria. So for a full package, I think some people, they accept like $700 for a full package. So that would have, you would have like 12 classes, 12 driving classes. So probably 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day. So, and then if you don't get it after 12 classes, you would have to pay extra. Should I learn automatic? You should learn either one. Anyone is okay. So whether it's automatic or manual, you should learn how to, as far as you're driving, because you should learn the particular type of car you would want to get, right? So if you want to get a manual, you learn how to drive a manual. If you want to get an automatic, you learn how to drive an automatic. So I don't know. Yeah, so do we have any other questions? So do we have other questions? Omran, do you want to answer? Do you want to answer the question on the, do you want to say, do you have any other thing to say about the driving classes?
No, I think, yeah, it's straightforward, like, yeah.
Okay. So I've shared the link. Thank you for joining. So in Nigeria, driver's license, nice, Nigeria. Oh yes, you can use it for 3 months. Yes, you can use it for 3 months. So after 3 months, you'll be required to upgrade. Basically, that's it. You'll be required to upgrade. So you can come in with an international driver's license. Yeah. Okay, we're going to share the link. The link to what, please? The link to the job or what? What exactly are you asking to be shared? Please, if there's any question I missed, please.
I did already send it. If you go back up in the chat, we already sent it, yeah.
Is there any question? Okay, is there someone I'm not hearing? Because someone is sending me a message that, sorry, please, can you resend your message? Because the virtual assistant is saying that there's someone who is complaining, Felix. So sorry, we can't see your message. So please, can you resend it? Okay, oh, what's the possibility of someone that did 1 year program getting PRO? Is it advisable to do another, what? Is it advisable to do another 1 year program to have the more chances? I think for the PR, so you can, I think there are some schools, there are some colleges that have this postgraduate work permit. So when you're done with your lectures, your college year, your 1 year schooling, you're entitled to at least maybe 2 to 3 postgraduate work permit. So with the work permit, you work for a year, then you become eligible to apply for your permanent residence. Possibility of someone that did 1 year program. So yeah, there's a lot of possibility. Yes. So yeah, did I answer that question? So you would. It's very important you get a school that gives postgraduate work permits. You don't have to go through another year. So once you have a school that has, I know a lot of people that